a real useful thing as well. Just to get ratios, I could just say let's delete this again. Anyway, the ingredients for the modules are the same, so I'm going to go with 10 modules a minute. But I also could say, okay, I need like, just calculated, I need 16,000 modules in total, so I just put 16,000 in here. Don't look at per minute, we are now just looking at the items part, not the per minute part. And now we can see here every ingredient which we need to make those 16,000 Mark 3 modules. So we know we need 80,000 Mark 2 modules, 320,000 Mark 1 modules, 400, and I cannot even read that, 480,000 blue chips, and 12 million green chips. So basically, if you successfully build a 1000 science per minute base, you're probably going to get that 20 million green chip achievement, since you already need 12 million just to make the modules for that base. Let's look at the total amount of copper and iron. Yeah, looks like roughly 12 million copper and roughly 9 million iron. So you can get sort of a sense of the raw amounts you need to do it. So we'll just set this back to 10 for my reference, so I know how many assemblers I actually need to build. So there's some things which makes it more useful than just knowing rates. Like for instance, let's say I set this to 12 just for the example. Now I can see, okay, I need a little bit more than one sulfur assembler. But if I just give it like a single beacon with speed modules, now I just need to build one. So if I build this against the back of a setup which has already beacon speed modules, I just need one of those. Whereas without modules I would need two of those. So I can fine tune this a little bit. Not as much as I would like though, but with some steps in between I can still get there. Like for instance, actually a good example is we need 2.058 belts, which requires, if we put the furnaces up we're going to use here, Mark 3 furnaces, I think we're going to go 16 beacons set up for the furnaces. Then you can build a furnace setup with 13 furnaces for one blue belt. But I think I can probably get away with we'll split this in two. We'll have 12 normal furnaces and one furnace I'm going to boost. So I just put this down to two furnaces we're going to boost, because these are two belts. Let's say if I put one extra beacon on one furnace, is this going to drop below 2? No, not quite yet. Oh wait, it's not going to drop to 2 because I set the furnaces. So I need 480 per minute from these two furnaces. Now if I increase the beacons, will this number drop below 2? Then I can theoretically get away with my just stack of two furnaces, which normally produce only 2 blue belts. But if I put 2 extra beacons on one of the furnaces, the last furnace, I can get away with just 2 stacks. So basically for this, even though it says I need 2.058 blue belts, I can just build a 2 blue belt setup, put 2 extra beacons on the last furnaces, the last 2 furnaces, and get away with 1 belt. I guess we're going to design that right now, because the first step in all of this is going to be getting a proper smelting setup going. So let's switch back over to the game once again. And it's again getting night. Of course it's again getting night. Right, so now we need a design area. Preferably somewhere close to this bot mall, but outside of the range of the construction boss over here. Also, I probably like to have that like chunk aligned. I think I'm just going to get rid of this entire forest over here. Let's see if I can see it on the map if I switch off my roboport. Let's switch on a chunk grid. Alright, so this is the center of my thing. There's a radar down here as well. So maybe I can just clear out like a 5x3 chunk area. Cover that in concrete, quite unlike my normal doing. Right. Biters are already not agreeing that I'm deconstructing all these forests here. I guess we'll just let's get rid of all of this below here. It is kind of useful for pollution, but let's just get rid of it. I want a nice clear area to design my stuff in. Alright. I guess I can do this for my personal armor. If I just put some of this stuff in the trash slots. Alright, that is kinda it though. Looks like I had exactly enough of those rails to build the rail line out to okay, this is going to be to the nuclear fuel cells. This is going to be a massive deconstruct. Hopefully my armor won't completely run out of power. I'm controlling 300 bots, so that's a lot. It leads to a very large construction area. Let's try to prevent the bots from flying out before I arrive on this group of trees. Not quite. Looks like one more level of bot speed and I won't be able to contain the bots at all anymore. Alright, now we just gotta wait for all these guys to drop back in. Some of these bots are already running out of juice. It looks like my battery is like half empty in just a single stack, or a single deconstruct. That was a big deconstruct though. I think it's all clear. Let's switch off the pollution again. That is such a red overlay. And then I'm buffering. Seems to be better now. Okay, looks like I missed the moment I almost dropped the stream. Lost stream back. Okay, let's see. Did I lose the actual stream? Yep, I lost the actual stream 8 minutes ago already. I'm again doing an incredibly crappy job keeping up a chat. Is there anything you can do to motivate me to build more trains? No. Hard no. That's just gonna be the way it is. Alright, we're still missing 23 modules. I could give mine to red chips now, but I kinda need them. Okay, let's switch off my logistics thing so I can give everything except the bots to the spider. I'm gonna need all of this concrete over here. 15 chunks, I said. That's gonna be like more than this concrete. I'm actually gonna concrete something over. That is something new. Alright, I guess to save like bot power, probably should just do that in one chunk increments. Yeah, that looks kinda cool. Oh, that's taking too long. Let's do like 4 chunks at a time. What a sweep. Alright, so I got that clean concrete mod installed, so the concrete actually looks like concrete and not a random bunch of moss and whatnot. No, I'm not gonna make this into a blueprint. I'm normally not the type of guy to concrete over my bases. But I'm still not gonna do it, I just want like a design area. Right, looks like I am already out of concrete. Okay, how much do I still need? Like 4k or so? Yeah, 4k. This probably is big enough for a design area for now. For the 1k SPM. If not, we can always enlarge it. Yeah, that should do it. Alright, sweeping. That cost me my entire battery and my power armor. Fortunately, these things have 35 megajoules internal buffer as well. But it will be a while before these batteries start recharging again. Alright, mission complete. So we can do this, switch back on personal requests, get rid of all this concrete, the bots will pick it up and bring it back to these chests. Alright. Alright. Of course, this night, whenever I want to start designing something, I do have a plan without train, that's true. You can literally watch anyone else. If you want to see train bases, anyone else. 95% chance that anyone will be building a train base. Alright. What I need to do, I need to figure out a way to build a stack. Okay, I know I need 13 for a stack. It is night anyway, so let's quickly switch over to this thing. Again, I'm displaying stuff which probably I should not be displaying. Such an... I'll somewhere... I mean, I'm streaming almost half a year now, but somewhere I'll always remain a noob at this. I just... Okay, now I can switch over. Next time, before you know it, I'll be displaying like my credit card information and social security number and whatnot, that kind of stuff. Now I cannot find the switch over button. Right, switch over, here it is, hop. Right, now we gotta find actually the way to do it. So how do we design a smelter stack? We'll just go over that. So let's just open iron in a new window. And then we'll just set it to 1 belt of iron. So that means 2700 items a minute. It's 1 blue belt. So that means we need 12.766 furnaces if we use 16 beacons. It's always good to have a little bit of extra capacity. So 13 furnaces will do it. We probably can get away with using less beacons on the last furnace though. Again, we can isolate the last furnace. So we can say we have 12 furnaces running at normal speed. What if I have only 0.7 furnace? That is the 13th furnace. The 13th furnace, we only need 0.766, but we have obviously 1, because we cannot build a non-integer number of furnaces. But now we can decrease the beacons here. We need 162 items per minute, a little bit more, so let's put this to 163. Just to have the safety margin, and then we can start lowering this beacon count. With 7 beacons still okay. With 6 beacons still okay. So we could basically chop 2 beacons off the end of the furnace stack, and we would still be good on the furnaces. So 12 beacons under the effect of 12 furnaces under the effect of 16 beacons, and then the 13th furnace can only be under the effect of 12 beacons. That is theoretically possible. Which means this is 6, so this is going to be 12. Then for a beacon setup, I'm not going to put the modules inside just yet, but you'll see what I mean in just a second. So this is a normal okay, I don't have enough beacons, so let's go grab some more. I guess when I'm designing, I should actually use a bit more beacons. So I guess for this specific build it will be enough. I'll just grab a couple more myself. Even my legs are not working because my power armor is still recharging. But I can just switch to my... This is what I did last time as well. I made 2 more armors. Laser defense armor, which runs on 20 personal laser defenses. But for now it was charging. It's not charging in here though, I need to wear it. And I got my running armor, so I can just quickly run around and put back my bot armor after that. Like so. Alright. I need to power this up somehow. Okay, looks like I actually need to put modules in there. Right, so now we can see the number of effect sources. It says 10 number of effect sources. That means it's affected by 10 modules. But it's a little bit, it counts a little bit strange. Every module inside counts like 1, and every beacon counts like 1 as well, I think. Yeah, it's still module effect sources 10. So every module slot inside counts like 1, and every beacon counts like 1. So that means 2 modules plus 8 beacons. This is basically, this furnace is affected by 8 beacons. These 4 and these 4. We have 13 furnaces in a line. And what we just figured out is the last furnace only needs to be affected by 12 beacons. So, or like by 6 beacons. 12 speed modules and beacons. So this guy is now affected by only 8 sources. Over here. This furnace 10 sources, the furnace on the edge 8 effect sources. So this is what we can get away with. I kinda though for something so elementary like furnaces, we're gonna... This is not like a fluid, we're gonna have like discrete inputs and outputs with belts and stuff. So... we probably should make a little fail-safe mechanic, because the belts, the inserters, they will insert like a couple things at a time. A couple ore at a time, and they'll output a couple ore at a time. Alright, so we're gonna have 1 belt input over here. I think actually we can maybe separate this. Let's bring that back 1 tile. It's again night, but fortunately I brought some lights this time. Right, we can see something, that is nice. So yeah, the substations are just placeholders, so I can work with power. It does not display all the information if it's unpowered. Right. So we have 13 furnaces. That means we have 6 furnaces outputting on one side of the belt, 6 furnaces outputting on the other side of the belt. And this furnace should output on both sides of the belt, and ideally it should be side loading. So I guess let's do the simple part first. We just do this. So the ore comes in on both sides of the belt. But the output needs to go on two different sides of the belt. So probably what I want to do is something like so. It outputs on the far side of the belt. After 6 furnaces we'll switch. So the next 6 furnaces output on the far side of the belt. Now the belt is almost fully compressed. We only need 0.7 extra furnace over here. And this one is gonna have to output on both sides of the belt. We could do something simple like so. This is okay. But the problem is this inserter won't catch all the gaps in the belt by itself. So I think I'm just gonna save. We're gonna go into editor mode here to display all this kind of stuff, because in theory it's just a theoretical, is not really I cannot really show that off very well without actually putting some ore on the belt and seeing the smelting in action and whatnot. So we have to reload from that save. Just give me one moment. Alright, catching up where I left off, we need some infinity chests and some loaders. So we'll just give this one, let's give it copper ore. And this is the output gonna be, we'll do something like this so we can visualize if there are like gaps in the belt or whatnot. Then we'll connect this to an infinity chest and we'll remove everything. Now we can just play time. Here comes the ore. So this should net a full belt of plates. Now we can also see if the inserters are fast enough or whatnot. So are the furnaces being filled all the time? It looks like ore is being filled all the time. Thing is, does this guy have enough time to output all its plates? Actually, it doesn't look like it. It looks like there's plates stashing up in here sometimes. Anyway, I guess we can see that a bit later. This guy seems to be emptied out though, so that's a bit strange. They should be the same, though here we are building up. Alright, here you already see it. There's a small gap. There's a small gap in the belt here. That is where this inserter basically missed putting a plate on the belt. Actually, we can display that a bit better if we just display the gaps, transport line gaps. So the side loading method works well. This inserter has a small buffer of like 8 plates, which gets pushed into those gaps on this side of the belt. But here we see the small lines, they represent gaps where the belt is not compressed. So this system will not do. You can see this inserter sometimes starts to take new plate. And it doesn't consistently fill up the belt like so. So one thing we could do is we could upgrade it to a stack inserter. That would basically diminish the problem but not solve it, because it's still going to need to swing back. We can put like 3 inserters here. That would be one way to do it. But 3 inserters is not as UPS efficient as 1 inserter. And since we're going to have a lot of furnace stacks, that is going to be important. So this probably will do the job, since it would be very odd if all 3 of them need to swing, insert into a gap and swing at exactly the same moment. This furnace is building up plates. That is normal because we have 13 furnaces but we only need 12.7. These should be working all the time. This guy is actually not empty. Looks like this inserter also has trouble dropping all its plates on the belt. Same with this one. So there's not enough gaps on the belt for this inserter to output. Perhaps we can solve that with a stack inserter. All of these are empty. The first 5 are empty, but the 6th one is not empty. Let's see if we put stack inserters down. If that goes down. Okay, now it will be filling up a lot of time. It does seem to be going down. Let's speed the game up a bit. Oh yeah, we are dropping. Okay, this is dropping down to 0. Right, so looks like we need to do this. Give the 6th one a stack inserter here as well. This would work. Probably there is still a very small risk that sometimes the belt is not compressed. I'm going to be relying on fully compressed belt 100% of the time. So I really should develop something that does better. One thing I could do is, first of all, I could make this a bit longer. Or I could even do it like so. Instead of this one, then this guy side loads here. Then ideally I want this guy to side load as well. Alright, so now we're side loading from both directions. This guy is side loading the north side, this guy is side loading the south side. So now I did mess a bit with the stuff, so let's deconstruct it and Ctrl-Z it back into place to reset the process. And we'll see if we get a compressed belt from scratch and if these furnaces no longer MS plates. I'll read through chat real quick. Probably a lot of you have better ideas about... Okay, looks like I messed this up. Probably a lot of you have better knowledge of UPS than I do. I just know really the basics, like full belts is good, lots of inserters is bad. Like lots of fluid mechanics is bad, solar panels, accumulators good. Nuclear power slightly less good, though not as bad as many people make it out to be. Alright. So we do see the gaps in the transport belt, even the underground belts, but all of them are being filled in by the side loading. Side loading is a super reliable method to compress a belt, and basically what we've done, instead of directly outputting on the belt, which is not reliable due to the quantitative nature of the inserter, we're basically ironing that out into a smooth insertion by side loading it in every possible place on the belt, instead of having to rely on the inserter being not occupied with picking up picking up plates from the furnace exactly when it should be outputting on the belt. So with the same amount of inserters we now optimized the belt, and this does look like a perfectly compressed belt. So I guess this could be our first blueprint. We do need to put some power poles in there though. Ideally I do not want to rely on substations. So I want a setup which powers all the beacons, all the inserters. Can I switch to the other side? I can. Does this power the last beacon? It does. Okay, that was easy. Technically I could go here. Right, so now everything is running on... Okay, now everything is running on its own power grid. So again, let's deconstruct and Ctrl-Z. One more time, this is the final design. It's also nice that this ore belt comes in from the north and exits on the north again. I think this is our first mega base design. That's actually the first mega base design, which we are gonna put down many times over. It's even pretty reliable from the start, actually. So yeah, all of these furnaces now are no longer amassing plates. So our system is 5 furnaces sideload the belt. The 6th furnace, 5 furnaces output on the belt, they have enough space. The 6th one didn't have enough inserter capacity to output the plates on the belt, due to the belt actually being full. Let's speed down a little bit. Due to the belt being full too much of the time, the normal fast inserter was spending too much time waiting, putting the plates on the belt. The stack inserter with stack size 12 did solve that. Here again, we basically put this on the inside, then these 5 furnaces output on the far side of the belt like before. The 6 furnaces outputs on the belt like before. With a stack inserter, we've got no big amount of plates building up over here, because the stack inserter can pick up more plates at a time, so it's not busy swinging so much and waiting above the belt for gaps to appear. Then there's still a bunch of gaps left in the belt on both the north and south side, and those are being filled in by this belt, which is like this is like 24 copper plates fit on this belt, 16 copper plates fit on this belt. Those basically compress the belt fully, and we've got a reliable 100% filled 100% of the time belt of copper coming out of here. So that's great actually. Alright, first design complete. Last furnace, oh sorry, I bumped the microphone. Sorry headphone users. The last furnace should be filling up indeed. So that's an additional buffer next to the short belt buffers we've got here. We've also got this furnace eventually filling up. Let's speed up time. Eventually this will fill up all the way, because we are slightly overproducing, thanks to the productivity modules for making more than one belt of copper from one belt of copper ore. But we can only output one belt over here. Yeah, this is what we calculated with the spreadsheet before. Technically we could get rid of these. It does look worse though. So this furnace should still be fast enough. If I deconstruct this again, put it back in place, speed up time, we still should see this furnace filling up, and after it starts filling up there should be no more white lines on this part over here. But now it takes a lot longer because we are really right on the edge of production, so it takes a lot longer for the setup to become reliable. You can see this belt is still just barely building up. I'm not sure I like this. It's actually very slow. It looks like we're getting there now. Let's speed up more if we can. I can't. I've got an entire base running in the background. We're still not at the stage where we are building up ore. So it does look like it will eventually work, but just to get things online reliably a little bit faster, I think I'm just going to go with this design. It also looks a little bit better. Technically I could delete these. That gives a slight imbalance in... Technically I could delete those. It gives a slight imbalance in which side is filled and which one is not filled. But this furnace eventually will output on the side which is where it's needed, as there just won't be space to output on the side where it's not needed. So let's speed up this guy a bit as well. We still should not really see this guy fill up very fast. Yeah, we still see these lines appearing. Not anymore now. Alright, this side is filled up, but that was the reliable side. You can still see the lines. The white line on here represents until how far the underground belt is filled up, and there's just like a couple plates on there. So again, this furnace is not filling up just yet. It will take a long time before it starts doing so. Yeah, I think this is just cutting it too thin. If everything was a fluid and like in analog steps, or I don't know how to describe that. If this was like an analog clock, everything would be okay from the get-go, but because it's like a digital watch with like steps, the inserters are the smallest possible steps in the system, and the smallest possible steps, they cause little waves in overproduction and underproduction, or like over output and under output, which can mess up a very fine-tuned system like this every now and then. So I think I'd just rather go with the full design. Alright. So now I gotta get this blueprint inside my game. Without the loader. Just this and this, I guess. That could be the furnace stack. What to name this? I guess just one. One belt of stuff. I'll just put it in the blueprint library, then I can load my save. Continuous, that's the word, yeah. Analog, digital, continuous. Right, so this is the blueprint, so we can get rid of this part. Now I'll just take the blueprint from the library, put it in my inventory. Now it's gone from the library, but I've got the blueprint we just designed over here. I'm not gonna have lights in the final design, because the smelting is gonna just glow up the area. Alright, so this is the design we are going to roll with. That is design. Furnace design. Now we get immediately to the first question though. So let me just copy this once more. So one cool thing we could do with this is like we could alternate. Like we could alternate, we could have like inputs like so, and then outputs like so. And then if we need to stack this, you can kinda get a better feeling of how many furnace stacks there are, because they are grouped in pairs of 2. It's easy to see 2, 4, 6, 8. Whereas if we just do it like this, it's a bit harder to count. Yeah, I think I like that. Alright, but what I wanted to do, I'm just really spending again all my battery power for no reason. Do I still have something? No, everything is finished. Alright. Now my bots don't want to get inside my armor anymore. Alright, so if I'm doing this, I either should have a couple of these armors fully charged up, or I should just use the normal hoverport network. If really what I should be doing is I should just be designing in ghost blueprints, like so. Without the bots building it, and I should just make alterations until I have what I need and then let the bots build it. That would prevent this kind of stuff. Okay, we can charge up a bit faster though. Alright. Yeah, I should probably copy my blueprint library from every now and then. I have a lot of things in there. Alright. So the next thing is immediately with the design we were going for. Let me check. I need 3 screens for this switching around, man. Or I need hotkeys for this. Right, now I need to switch to the browser myself. Okay, here I am. Alright, so the thing is, we decided... yeah, we have a little bit of overcapacity. For our module area over here, which is gonna... Where it is? Where is my module area? This one. 10 modules per minute. We're gonna need 2.058 belts of iron. That is 26.269 furnaces. Now we just built like 2 times 13 is 26 furnaces. So basically what we have been doing, I'll do it one more time. This is the amount we need, 5,556 plates per minute. And we're gonna test if the design I have in mind can do that. So again, a new tab. I'm just gonna split off this. I'm gonna split off the 24 normal furnaces from these 2 other ones. So I'm just gonna set this to 2 instead of 26. So I need 480 iron plates. Just a little bit more, 480. So I need, from the last 2 furnaces, I need to get 480 iron plates a minute. And we deduced if I just put 2 more beacons in the last, in range of that last furnace, they would become fast enough to keep up, and we will be able to produce 2.058 belts of iron plates out of 2 furnace stacks. So normally with a full blue belt you get just 2. If you do the 2 extra beacons at the last furnace thing, we should be able to produce this. So this is what we're going to test now. Then we're just going to do like a sped up 1 minute or 10 minute test and see if we produce more than 5,000 plates from that setup. That is the plan. Alright, so let's switch back over to the game. The stream should be mostly the game and not the not the thing. At least my armor is charging up again. Alright, I'm gonna power this up. Again, we go in editor mode. First I make a save. Sync. Did I do anything? I didn't do anything since the last design, I don't think. I already have the blueprint in my inventory here, I think. Yeah, I do. Alright. So, back to editor mode. At least it's always day in the editor. Infinity chest. Express loader. Copper ore. Let's just bring it down just a bit. And in order to speed this up, I'm just going to delete my entire factory. Everything is gone. It's still on the map, but nothing is there anymore. Only some bots which don't have a place to go. That should speed up the simulation a bit. Instead of the power, I'll just use one of those electric energy interfaces. Alright, now here comes the trick. Let's switch off the compressed belting. Gaps. Okay, now I can go very fast, right? Yeah, now I can speed up the game, like we can do a proper 10-minute test like so. 1600 UPS should be good. Let's extend these belts just to see for if we need the gaps. remove unfiltered items. I guess we're gonna set one to iron ore just to have two colors. Then we're gonna deconstruct it, Ctrl Z, and then the thing is starting. Alright. So do we have space for two more beacons in range of this guy? We would have if the power lines were here instead of here. So perhaps we'll just change that design then. Because there's no real need to have these power lines stick out beyond the edge. Now I can simply... yeah, I can add these beacons. Okay, I can add these beacons. I need an extra outserter though, and it does need to go somewhere else, not on this belt. So I guess we also are gonna change the design, move this inserter up a bit. And then we can basically do this. And in this specific case we could do this. We add a third one into the mix. And that should be the extra ore, or the extra iron. So I'm not sure if this is gonna stay compressed now. Alright, I have to change both to iron. Let's mirror this setup. Because this is how we're gonna build it. This 2.058 blue belts of iron this should produce. It should be more than 5,556 iron per minute. So we're just gonna wait a little bit until the ore reaches the end here. Until we see no more gaps in the transport belt, basically. Actually, I may see gaps all the time. Since this guy is now also taking a share of the iron. Let's speed it up a bit. I could just set this guy to output 1. Let's not override. Let's just do the test first. I can always if I insist on compressing that belt, I can always do something like so. And give output priority to the left. Then this belt still will be compressed, basically same principle as before. I could do it like so, for style points. Alright, and once this is getting compressed, we should see that some of that iron ore goes over here. And that should be our 0.58 belts. Now how do we actually test if this is 0.58 belts? Because that's going to be pretty hard. Well, we obviously cannot count belts here, but we can actually stop the time in the editor. Stop the time. Alright, so now this belt is compressed. This is just delivering some iron over here. Now we basically uncheck remove unfiltered items. And I guess we need a bit more. Yeah, we're gonna need more capacity. Because it's not gonna fit in one chest if I do that. Okay, let's play a little bit. Pause the game, we empty out these chests. So now we should produce 5,556 iron a minute, since I just deconstructed my entire base over here There is no other production anymore, there's only this. Maybe I should install like that editor's extensions or like editor extensions mod so we can plan where everybody plans without me needing to delete my entire base every time. That probably would be good, but anyway, I'm getting besides the point. Now we're gonna do a 10-minute test. 60 ticks in 1 second means there's 3600 ticks in 1 minute, 36,000 ticks in 10 minutes. And now we can tick custom, which is this 36,000 ticks. That's going to be 10 minutes to the millisecond basically. So we're gonna do that. And at the end we're gonna count all of the iron which has accumulated inside these chests. I'm gonna throw away everything I have in my inventory right now. And this should be okay, no, I cannot do the 10 minutes. I need to do it 1 minute. 10 minutes just is not gonna fit. Okay, pause. Play, pause. Okay, we just have to do a 1 minute test. 1 minute is a little bit less accurate than 10 minutes, but I guess we'll just do like 2 or 3 tests then. Alright, so here we go. Tick custom. 1 minute. I will speed up time. Again, I should delete this iron. Ah, wait. Again, I messed this up. So again, I need to reset. Stop. Take all of this. Throw it in here. Throw it away. Inventory empty. Chests empty. Tick 1 minute. Okay, now we can speed up time. It should stop automatically. Okay, it has stopped. Okay, so now I have an empty inventory. I just played 1 minute exactly. This should hopefully be 5,556 plates in total. Or more. 5,708. Okay, that is a promising result. It is even a little bit better than I envisioned. So first result 5,708. Let's do that one more time to confirm it was not a fluke. Tick custom. My inventory is empty. Speed up time. Time should stop by itself. Alright, one more time. Inventory 5,603. That's a big difference. You don't have mirror designs anymore. That's true. This one is side loading, but this one is not. Should be the same in terms of numbers of resources that arrive. Alright, that's a big difference. Maybe I misread it last time. Alright, one more time, 1 more minute. $5,591. Is some stuff buffered up somewhere? It is decreasing, so let's see if we find a balance somewhere. Okay, 5586 is one of these gathering up, or what? No, all of these are empty. Alright, let's check what the theoretical production should be, because I can see that. I think 5700 was too high. Alright, so let's go back to the spreadsheetorial. Alright, so this is what we want to have, but we will have more. How much more? Let's go back to this overflow calculator thing. We have 2 of these, so here I should put 24 furnaces. 24 furnaces are working on 16 modules. So that's 5076. And we can add to that 2 furnaces with 20 speed modules. So not 1.872. This is the amount of furnaces we need to get exactly 5576. So now we just change this to 2. We're getting 513 extra plates from that. So we add that to this. So we should have 5586. 5586 is what this setup theoretically should produce. We go back to this. Okay, I am back in the game. That's good. I have 5586 in my inventory. That is exactly the amount this setup should produce. So that's a good sign. Let's do this 2 more times. See how close we get. That's exactly spot on though. That is reassuring. Super speed. $55.89. Okay, 3 plates over, but that is just the natural variance into this belt, I think. $55.89, so 1 more time. $55.91. Alright, that is close enough. That's close enough. $55.86. We are a couple plates off due to the variance in this furnace, these inserters, I imagine. Right, I imagine though if I set this inserter to output only 1, will this furnace fill up? That is the question. Now we're just going to go super speed, remove unfiltered items again. Okay, this furnace is not filling up. Gaps. Right, so it looks like we have enough iron from this furnace to reliably fill up these belts. Looks like I don't really need to... Yeah, I don't really need to do anything about it. I don't need to do this splitteroo over here. This is just a compressed belt and the rest will go over here. The furnaces are not building up plates, so we have this. This will do. Right, so that's going to be design number 2. Let's cancel all of this. So this should work. All right. So this is going to be 55.83 divided by 2. 55.83. $86 divided by 2. Let's say 2793 plates a minute. 2793 plates per minute, and that is let's just name it that for now. This is just going to be for iron plates. This is then the one which we're going to use for iron for the Mk.3 module area. So we can get away with 2 furnace stacks. So I don't need to build 3 of these to supply that. I can just build 2 of these with this extra beacons at the end, and it is fast enough. It will produce 2.0 something belts a minute from 2 belts of ore. So that's good. So first, specialized adaptation of a normal blueprint is a fact right now as well. I need something better for this, man. Do we have a plus sign? We don't have a plus sign, do we? Let's just do like 1 dot. I don't know, something like that. Put it in the library, load the game. Take it from the library. If the map still loads, it does. I guess we're going to be starting our own book here. The 1K SPM book. $1K. So we got a furnace stack and the dotted furnace over here. Right, so let's take this down. I want to... This is the other book. Let's put my book on the bar. So we got the normal design and we should make some adaptations to that. Basically I want this part to be the same. That means we gotta bring these power lines inwards, like so. I gotta fix this connection over here. Because that will look annoyingly ugly on the blueprint otherwise. Technically we could have it like so in both cases. How would that look? I think that would look okay. It looks a bit odd like so, but we're gonna have like a mirror design, so it kinda will form an arrow. And we don't get crossing power lines, because if you have a lot of power lines close by, they always make annoying patterns. So maybe let's just do that. That is the same. So we need a space for this guy to output. Okay, so do I want to be able to paste this on top of that? If so, I should make my design like so. No, I don't think I'll be pasting those designs on top of each other, so let's just keep what we had going. That is gonna be good enough. I can always just paste the beacons and I can just move this manually if I need to. But we got the blueprint now, so that's good. So technically I do not need to update the blueprint then. Oh, I do, because of the power line thing. Alright. Right, so update this blueprint. New contents. This is this one, no tiles. And we'll do this one, new contents as well. No tiles. Okay, those are saved. Okay, so now we can use those to start building the module 3 area. So modules is just red, blue and green chips. There is no steel involved or anything. Just iron and copper and some coal and some oil. So now we gotta find a location to build it. Yeah, but what I do want to say is we designed enough stuff to basically get started on the module area. This is how the power line will look on the map. So we have this sort of a like a bullet of power lines. If I do this once more, I'm again spending my battery for no reason. I just want to look how the power pattern looks on the map without the loader. You could run 10 minutes and use the production menu, but really you cannot, because it always rounds to... it doesn't show you the exact values unless it's really low. It shows you only 2 or 3 digits, which is pretty annoying. If it's low you see the exact amount, but you cannot see it to the level of detail where you need to see it. I mean, let's say I need 15,300 plates per minute. Do I have it? What does this mean, 15k? Right? That is why you need to calculate it pretty precisely if you're going for the level of detail we just displayed, basically. Alright, so between the blinking... Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay. I can live with that. Here the bolts go again. Should probably try charging up this thing a bit harder. This one got destroyed in the real world. Alright, so the blueprints designed. That was the first thing we needed to design over here. Alright. So, with that design done, I think I'm going to take a small break and grab a bite to eat. And then we're actually gonna find an area on the map where to build that blueprint. And then we're actually gonna start laying out some miners and furnace stacks, I imagine. Or perhaps we first need to design some part of the actual module design area. Maybe we need to... yeah. Probably we also need to design the module 3 area before we build it. We need to know how much space we need and how it will fit into the area we choose. That's going to be for after the break. For now, I think I'll just do a zoom out thing. Should I save? I think I should save because I grabbed that new blueprint. 2 furnace designs done. Alright, basically we've got 1 furnace design and we got 1 slightly modified furnace design to produce just a little bit more than the flat 2 belts of output you get from a normal furnace design. Now I'm gonna zoom out a bunch. Maybe not this much. Just to see the starter base at work. Starter base, we have a bot mole now. This square is empty, so the minimap is not hiding anything. Mining productivity 8 still going strong. That is costing us 12,000 resources. Science still going strong. Yeah, we had a small dip when we basically used up everything at one point. But the average science per minute is still 63 SPM. Measured over the course of the last 10 hours, so that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat and then I'll be back and we'll design the module 3 area. Right, I'm back. Thanks. Oh, I forgot. I think you subscribed already before the break, but thanks, Ride70, for the subscription through Prime. Let me check. Yeah, this indeed only this is the 63 signs per minute starting base. Space signs is this belt over here, so the space signs is full. It is the yellow belt which seems to be lacking, but it's actually not. It's just compressed to this point. Everything is fine-tuned to produce exactly 63 signs per minute. So this is basically the point where yellow signs is all the time. Blue, red and green signs are not backed up at all. They are just being produced at 63 signs per minute. Hard limited by the number of modules and assembly speeds, that kind of things. They all produce exactly 63 signs per minute all the time. That was the premise of the base. You can see for the last 10 hours flat line, except we don't speak about that. 63 signs per minute for 10 hours, even with a small dip. 63. Right. So far so good. We did just design the furnace thing for already a specific build. Now we gotta just find where to build the Mk.3 module area. So theoretically we could build it just about anywhere. I mean, we just need 2 belts of iron, 3 belts of copper, a little bit of coal and some oil. The trick is to not be in the way of future builds. So preferably I want to build it like somewhere on edge. Also not right next to the starter base, like we probably, this iron patch is gonna run out, this copper patch is gonna run out. We need to replace those for the starter base. This would be good for the starter base, 32 million copper and 200 million iron to make blue belts. That sounds promising. So let's browse around a bit. So I don't want to go too far out, because biters are still an issue for a while. Just scouting, like something like this is great for like steel or purple signs or something which requires lots of iron or steel. So I do not want to claim this area now. This could be something. We've got some copper, we got some iron. This is not a lot of iron though. Oh wait, we designated this iron to make fuel cells. Eventually. Let's start adding some markers. So for fuel cells we just need uranium. We need iron. Iron is a recipe in fuel cells. I guess it's the casing. And we need oil. Yeah, we need oil to make the sulfuric acid, which also requires iron, which we already have. So this could be a self-sustaining fuel cell production thing, and it's nicely located next to the plant over here. I guess this stone could be landfill, since yeah, it's not really going to be used for anything else. It's also next to the nuclear reactor, so that could be nice. Alright. Now this looks pretty okay. There's also the right ratio of stuff. Like we need 2 belts of iron and about 3 belts of copper, if I remember correctly. Let me just quickly check myself in that tab. I have so many tabs open now. This is all furnace stuff. Okay, 10 modules per minute. Yeah, 2.058 belts of iron, 2.852 belts of copper. So a roughly 2 to 3 ratio is quite alright, which we got here. Coal is a little bit far away though, but oil is very close by as well. And it is nicely located on the side of the map. So this iron, this oil, this copper, this coal. Actually, that's convenient. A coal patch which partly generated in the water, I didn't even see it. Yeah, it's really not very visible. But that's going to be enough coal. Oh, then it's perfect. Then it's perfect. Let's do some of the markers. Let's give it the productivity, this looks nicer. So that's coal. That's going to be copper. This is going to be iron. Oh. Oops. Thinking about iron. And then the other one is going to be oil. So these 4 resources together could be the Mk.3 module area. Biters are already pretty close by though. It is nicely located on the side. It is unlikely to be in the way of something major. There's not a lot of other resources around except for this copper. We don't need to utilize every single resource patch, but it is good to not be in the way. So I guess our build is going to be somewhere over here. Somewhere in this nice clearing. This forest clearing. So I'm not gonna fill in these entire patches. I'm basically just gonna plop enough miners on there for 2 belts of ore, 3 belts of ore, like a couple pump jacks, and then a couple miners and coal. Alright. Okay, we decided on the area. Now we gotta decide on the build. So I guess let's grab all the modules we got so far. We probably won't have enough modules to start off our build though. But we can get started with Mark 1 modules and upgrade them to Mark 3, as that area produces its own modules, so that is something we could do. Alright, for now, shopping list. I'll just grab some stuff myself. I think we need a couple stacks of these, a couple stacks of these. We don't need any of this requested chest stuff, not yet. Beacons we probably need some more of. Probably a lot of beacons. Robots we got, belts, we may need some more belts. And undergrounds and whatnot. We also probably need some more like chemical plants. I don't think I requested those at all. Okay, so now it comes in handy that I grouped all the stuff together in sort of logical groups. Alright, that should get me a pretty decent distance along the way. Okay, gonna be making more substations even. Uh, 1000 roboports. Yeah, maybe just not quite yet. I have 2 stacks of substations. I think we are all set to do some design work. This time though I will switch off my my roboports. What are my map settings? You can watch back the first stream where I go over it, but basically I think it's maximum size and richness and about 200% frequency for iron and copper. And normal for coal and stone, and uranium is set to minimum. Oil is also set to lower than usual because oil patches tend to spawn all around and they look not nice on the map. So yeah, it is important to have more ore patches because UPS issues basically. The longer stuff is, the more distant stuff is away from each other, the heavier the toll will be in UPS, which is why we went with more ore patches. Right. Where do you even start? Well, I like to start always from the end. I decided 10 modules a minute. The crafting speed of a Mk.3 module is 60 seconds. So to get 10 modules per minute we would need 8 assemblers. But we can double the speed with the speed modules. This part I figured out before already. So now it's crafting speed 2.5. Which means it makes 2.5 per minute. It's convenient that the crafting time is 60 seconds. Alright, so normally if without modules the correct ratio is 2 of these, supported by 5 Mark IIs, and every Mark II, which takes 30 seconds. Every Mark II is supported by 2 Mark Is, like so. The Mark Is take 15 seconds, so in 30 seconds we create 2 times 2 equals 4, 4 for this guy. This guy takes 30 seconds to make 1, so if we make 5 in 30 seconds, we have 2 times 5 in 60 seconds over here for 2 of these. So basically we can diminish the number of assemblers a bit with speed modules, so that instead of needing 5 of these, or 2.5 for 1, we can basically do this. This. And now we got a crafting speed of 6.25. 2.5, 5, 6.25. Yeah, it's, that is exactly on the money. If we count up these crafting times, is 5 times 1.25, that equals 6.25. And this is 2 times 1.25 is 2.5. This guy by itself is 2.5, and these two guys together are 6.25. So now we basically build this just with a couple of speed modules like so. And the ratio for this is not going to change, so we still will need 2 of these. That does not fit how I want it to fit. Maybe like so. And that will also need 3 speed modules to be the exact right ratio. Can we again get some light in here? Alright, so this would look something like so. I don't really like how that is looking. Perhaps it can be fed from the side, but then we do have space. Then we do have space to fit these in. Well, it looks actually quite nice. And then this just outputs in a chest or a train or whatever. Alright, so let's check this as well. This equals then crafting speed 12.5. 10 times 1.25 is 12.5. So this is basically this thing, but then moduled up with a bunch of speed modules, and instead of using 17 assemblers we are using only 7. So that's quite nice. Now this thing produces only 2.5 module, so we're gonna need like 4 of these. 2 of these for speed modules and then 2 of these for productivity. So productivity 1, productivity 2, productivity 3. And then we're just gonna have a big... I guess I should be switching to blue belts already now. So then it starts to be time to look at how much resources do we need for for all of this. I think I'll just use these power lines for this. Yeah, it's a bit annoying that that does not fit. How about these, if I just paste these together? Does the substation reach? It does look like the substation reaches. So that is an option as well. And it's a little more compact, I guess. Right, that looks alright as well. So basically what we then gotta do is we're gonna have a belt of red and green chips coming in. I'm basically gonna have to split it off. One to this side, one to this side. I can align module 2 and module 3 assemblers, that's actually right. I think I like that they stick out a bit. We're also gonna need alright, so we're gonna need 2 belts coming down. One with red and green chips for the Mark 1 modules. And then one with red and blue chips for all the Mark 2 modules. And these also require red and blue chips, but that will balance itself out. So basically what I need to do here is... this needs to split over here. This belt though needs to... which contains the red and blue chips, it will need to go further. Perhaps like so. Exactly fits somehow. Now we need to split off this guy though. Ideally I would like to... it does not seem to fit. Pull them apart a little bit more. Maybe I can just pull apart the center ones. I guess that could look okay. Sort of like a flat V shape. Now we can integrate some lights in here as well. Probably I should first integrate the belts. That looks like the spot where the belts need to go. Yeah, this is where the belts will need to go. Maybe we can also do the lights in sort of a V shape. No, I don't think so. Let's just keep the lights like so. The middle is just gonna look like so. That's okay. And we'll split those like so. Alright, so these need to grab red and blue chips, these and these. It doesn't matter, they cannot claim all resources for one, because if this guy fills up, it's gonna stop grabbing chips and it automatically will go to this one. So as long as we don't have a special buffer chest for this guy, it doesn't matter. It will grab as many as it can, and if this guy is starved, this guy will fill up and this guy is no longer starved. That is the gist of it. Okay, looks like the substation idea is not gonna work like this. Alright, some other idea. Still gonna be the same. Alright, this kind of works, it's just that the substation is in the way. I guess we can do something dumb. Like, what else is new? This could just be a rotated belt. Maybe it's not that dumb. A little bit more visibility. I guess that is okay. Is that like mirrored correctly? Looks like so. Alright, that could be the design. Okay, I kinda don't like those ends. I do like them where the assembler ends though. There it looks nice. Maybe I should just do that so I can paste another one. Technically I can paste these now. Right? No, not quite. I guess we should do this then. Then we don't have that weird squiggle at the beginning. And now that would be pastable, right? Now it's pastable? No, because I did this spread eagle thing with the substations. But nevertheless, let's do it like so. We can always change it later, but that is the first design, I think. Aesthetics are so important. Someone stop him. Nice squiggle. You're missing an inserter from speed 2 to speed 3. Ah yeah, thanks. Alright, let's watch how it looks with the lights. Why not long inserters? If it was easy, everybody would do it. I was considering for a brief moment to put blue inserters with the blue modules and red inserters with the red modules, but I didn't even dare mention that. So yeah, that is going to be how it is, I think. The question is, should I upgrade to stack inserters? I think in general stack inserters are more UPS friendly. So we don't need to do it for these modules, but for the ones which are grabbing from the belt. We could set those to grab like 5 at a time, which is the amount we need for every insertion. And then they would only need to swing once. I don't know if that... Does that save UPS? Or should I just let it go unlimited? I could always upgrade to stack inserters later. I should do some more research into UPS stuff. I've got a perfect blueprint for modules as well, but I don't want this playthrough just to be plopping down a whole bunch of blueprints in succession. I just want to go through the design process as well. You can kind of look just to get a hint what the old one looks like. I did build a base before. No, I think I did not blueprint the module area though. So we'll just go with it. It only saves UPS if they swing at the same time. Colonel Will has good explanation of UPS sometimes, also some countermeasures for them. Is that easy to find? Or does he just randomly mention it in a stream? Oh, hello, Rolfant. Rolfant1987, thank you as well for the subscription again. 5th month already. Alright. So this is the end then of the module area. One belt is going to have... Let's actually use some filter inserters, just so we can visualize that. One belt with red and green. One belt with red and blue. Red and blue goes through here to the Mark II modules, red and green goes over here. Now we need to see how many of these do we actually have. I really should set up some hotkeys for switching between different views. Alright, now I'm here as well. Okay, so we did this part, the top 3 things. I I only have speed module here because speed and productivity is the same. This is just for to get the correct amount of resources. 10 items a minute. We've got 4 assemblers with 2 speed modules, 8 assemblers with 3 speed modules, and 16 assemblers with 3 speed modules. So that's good. We're going to need like 12 blue chip assemblers if we put an 8 beacon setup. 8 beacon setup is usually a little bit easier to insert and outsert from, especially if there's like multiple inputs and the fluid, and the recipe has a high number of basically it needs a lot of stuff per second. Like this is like 22 items per craft. It takes 10 seconds to make one, so that is not too bad, but yeah, you can really get in problems with inserter speed if you do like 10 beacon setups for everything. So we're just gonna do a 4 beacon setup probably and go from there. Alright, red chips, all of this. We have 3 belts of green chips, looks like. How is that split? Looks like we just need to route 1 belt to red chips, and then all of the remainder can go to blue chips. Red chips will back up eventually, and then everything will go into blue chips. This is 15 assemblers. Could try playing with this. This is 8. A 12 beacon setup is also a thing. 12, let's say 6 beacon. So this is the number of modules in the beacon. So the number of beacons is half the value in this square over here. Alright, so that's the 3 chips. I guess that's the next logical step to do. I just want to see how many belts of inputs there are for everything. So 1 belt of plastic, that is good news. That's easy to route then. Just a little bit of coal. This is split into red and green chips. So we've got 2 belts of this for red chips. Not sure yet, should I do direct insertion or just throw that on a belt? Depends on what kind of setup we can come up with. Alright, so I probably want to open the green chip setup in a new window soon, just to check that out. Okay, a little bit of sulfur. How does the iron go? Looks like we'll just be sending iron to sulfuric acid with priority. That will fill up really quick, and then automatically the correct amount will be going to green chips. All of the iron is for green chips though, so that is easy. Alright, let's open the green chip in a new tab. So basically, if you use 40% productivity bonus, if you could use 50% productivity bonus, you would need exactly the amount of copper cable into green chips, because instead of making 2 copper cables per copper plate, it would be making 3. As it stands, for making 2.8, so we need slightly more copper wire compared to green chips. But this kinda looks like I could possibly just build direct insertion between copper cable and electronic circuits. If I'll just build 12 assemblers with 12 beacons. That could be a thing. How does it look if it is fully beaconed? That could be 9. Okay, so 9 if we manage to fit like 8 beacons, or 12 if we only manage to fit 6 beacons. So those are the points of things. For the rest, it is not too much. Everything is just 1 belt. Okay, so switch back to Mr. Game. Alright, so I guess let's just plop down a row of beacons. throw in some speed modules. I guess let's go near the light somewhere. So if we have a double line, this is the maximum setup we have between there. And also I do not want to build like a stupid amount of beacons. On the other hand though, each beacon is only 2 modules, whereas an assembler is 4, so it could make sense to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this is valid. Yeah, both have 12 effect sources, so both are affected by 8 beacons. The crafting speed of this thing is 5.5 though. 5.5. It makes 2 copper cable per craft, half a second per craft. There's 4 copper cable per second at crafting speed 1. It has crafting speed 5.5. So that's like 22 copper cable per second. But then you still need to add the 40% productivity bonus which comes on top. So that's over 30 copper cable per second. This thing swings like roughly twice per second, I think. So we're gonna need at least 2 of these stack inserters to keep up. Alright, I'm gonna read through this UPS stuff a bit in the chat, because I asked a question and then I completely ignored the answers again. Right. So inserters save UPS if they swing at the same time. UPS from stack inserters, you can use a circuit clock to get them to sleep for most of the time. Ah, okay. So instead of checking every tick if they should do something, you just wake them up every 10 ticks for 1 tick, and then they do something and then they go to sleep again. Okay, that makes sense. I like the Kirk-McDonald calculator because I don't know, I haven't used Factorial up yet, but at least, I don't know if that's a mod, but I like to use something not in the game, so I can also play around with it when I'm not, when I don't have Factorial opened. Alright, so yeah, inserter clocking, now I kind of understand the concept at least. Right, this is going to be a lot of stuff insertions a second though. I really should look up the inserter speeds, especially with stuff like this. If it grabs 12 from a belt, will it keep up? Okay, I'll just look up a table on the wiki real quick. So the stuff from belt to inventory, like from belt to assembler, is a lot slower than from chest to chest or something, because it needs to collect the stuff from the belt, whereas between this it just grabs 12, puts it, grabs 12, puts it. Instantly grabs 12, instantly puts 12. And here it just collects, so... Alright, so looks like so the stack bone or the transfer rate is approximately 28 copper cable per minute. 27.69 says the wiki. So indeed it cannot transfer 30 copper cable per second. We're gonna need a second one in here. What if we had only 3 beacons? We would be at crafting speed 4.25 times 4. Times 4 crafts a second is 17. 40% productivity bonus. That's another 7. That's 24. So if we somehow build a 6 beacon setup, one inserter could keep up just fine. And also one inserter could probably keep up from the belt. It says from the belt, it is approximately half, it looks like. 13.8. And we would need I forgot to count again. 4, 17, 24. So less than 12. Right. Oh, this is already becoming a bit complicated. Just to make a green chip thing, but I guess if we make a good one, we can reuse it a couple times. Alright, so what if... Okay, I just had an idea. What if the copper wire is affected by 4 sets of beacon, but this one only by... so what if the copper wire is affected by 8 beacons, but green chips only by 12? What kind of numbers would I need then? I think that could actually be something. I'm just gonna check real quick how that would look like. Does not really seem to work out. Yeah, it's a big difference in crafting speed, actually. So that's not really surprising. Ooh. Alright, I think it is time to just go in editor mode and try some things instead of theorizing what will work, what won't work, and then wait until we actually got resources flowing over the thing to find out what it does. Alright. So again, we're gonna just use those concepts with the... We're just gonna assume a fully loaded belt of copper plates is just gonna come in here. Like so. We also need like a full belt of iron plates for green circuits. This is not the build just yet. We're just putting in the resources. I just want to know if one stack inserter can keep up. This should not be able to keep up. Okay, this should not be able to keep up. I really should make a separate save for this, man. Again, I deconstruct the entire base. I really should make it. I really should get like an editor mod or an editor map where I just can play around with designs instead of using my actual base for this, my actual map. Okay, I'm just gonna do the slow thing where it's output on a belt. So remove, yeah, let's not remove. Alright, and now I can basically set, I can predict in this Kirk McDonald thing, if I just set green chips to one assembler, I can see how many chips it should make, and it should be making, I know I can set copper wire to one assembler, because copper wire is going to be the limiting factor, since we are like 7% copper wire assemblers short with this direct insertion method. Alright, I think I'll just switch over real quick because this is gonna take like half a minute. Where is the thing? Where is the thing to switch? The thing to switch is over here. There is the thing. Right, so we want to produce green chips. Let's say I have one factory of this, but that doesn't quite work out. What if we had an extra beacon for this guy? Then it would work out to feed one green chip assembler with one copper wire assembler actually. That's interesting. That would actually fit. Alright, we're gonna try that. That is a promising okay, that was way too, that was a promising start, so let's plop this somewhere else. So what we need to do is basically this. Now this thing is affected by 9 beacons, and that makes it slightly faster than it needs to be to keep this guy working all the time. But I think the throughput limit now is going to be the inserter speeds. The inserters are not going to be able to keep up. Right, so if we switch back to Firefox, we see we can expect this to work. It produces 924 chips a second, slightly more than 0.333 belts. So technically, if we build 3 of these, we can fill up a full blue belt with green chips. That's something nice to remember as well. Alright, I need to switch back to the game. Alright, so let's make a separate save this time. Let's call it like 999A editor. At least I'm not overwriting my game by accidentally loading. Right, so we've got nothing in this world anymore except this. So if I just play time and I look at production tab, everything drops to 0. Then green chips and copper wire is the only thing left over. Alright, copper cable is oscillating up and down due to the productivity bonus. Okay, so now we can probably already see that this assembler is not working all the time. It does not get enough copper cable. And the production, if we do that over a minute, we can just speed up the game a lot to get rid of all the rest. We see 777, while the theoretical value we should get it's 924. So we're looking to get at 924. Let's try 2 stack inserters between these. Will this keep it up? Or are now the inputs here or the outputs here going to be limiting us? It looks like now the output inserter is not fast enough. Because it's outputting onto a belt. If it were outputting in a chest, it would easily be fast enough. Like so. Like now there is no backlog here, it's working all the time. Now we just need to check iron plates. This guy looks like he's idle between insertions, so that's good. This guy is also waiting for space and destination every time. So it looks like the input inserters are able to keep up. Is it important on which side of the belt the ore is coming in? That could be. Maybe in this situation it cannot keep up. Right, how much copper does this take in? 0.262 belts, so one yellow belt should be enough. I just want to find if there's a situation where this inserter cannot keep up. The belt is full again. I guess I gotta be placing a couple of these in a row to see that. Okay, I did saw output full. Okay, output full. Output full is okay. Because this guy is now slightly faster than it needs to be, so this guy... As long as this guy is working, let's check the production. Okay, 924 a minute is exactly what it should be. Alright, and it's oscillating around that value. Okay, so looks like not too bad, but it is outputting into a chest instead of onto a belt. Onto a belt it cannot keep up. Yeah, onto a belt it's gonna drop to roughly 840. Alright, so that is not good enough. So we'll need 2 output inserters to keep up basically. Now production should be going up again to 924. Okay, there we are, back to 924. Alright, that's a promising start. Alright, so I would have to build 9 of these. This consumes a lot of power with the beacons. There's 13 megawatts just to run this guy. Alright, now let's just copy this for a bit. Let's see if we can... can get a theoretical beacon design going. I think this is too many beacons though. Alright, so I would have to build this many like this. Alright, sorry. Alright, I'm back. If 2.0 comes out before this playthrough is done, what would you do? Probably just start another playthrough in parallel. I have a lot of stuff going in parallel. So, how much power? 20 gigawatts, 40, 80 gigawatts. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark, I guess. It would be interesting to see. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna watch some like tutorials on UPS stuff, like some proper technical tutorials, not just like general tips like oh, you know, kill all biters or don't play with biters. Use solar panel. The basics I know, but just like the technical stuff. I could really save a lot of UPS. Inserters are normally the thing that consumes the most UPS of the base. Alright, I think I just want to go. This is something like this is gonna be good for later, but for now, let's just do something simple. Let's just grab a row of beacons. We're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna put the belt, maybe like so, and we just put assemblers on one side. Right, like so. And copper wire on the other side, like so. How about this? This would make it a lot less crucial. This would make it a lot less crucial to how the inserters are placed, how the resources are coming in on the belt. I don't really want to get in testing all of that out in painstaking detail. I'll try to mess with that offline, because that's really, it can take hours and it's absolutely not fun to watch. If you do enjoy that and you're on Patreon, I did a similar thing where I kept all the inserter limits and speeds and distribution, belt to chest, chest to belt, belt, what if underground belt, rotated belt, corner belt, etc. I went through all of that in the final preparation of the end game Warptorio base, and the entire blueprint development process for that is documented in 50 hours of video. So if you do enjoy that, you can consider joining the Patreon, where you can watch 50 hours of me designing the end game base for Warptorio, which is going to be a spectacle. It has so many cool features. But you can also just wait until I bring out the video in a nice condensed format. But if you like all these things, then you can check that out. For now, we're just going to keep things simple. Maybe we'll use some belt weaving or something. We still need to bring iron in. Oh, I'm sorry, you are still on the screen. Well, this is awkward. Still in Fire's calculator screen. Yeah, gotta wait until I reach chat again. Wrong screen. Okay, how long was that already? Probably I got that relatively fast for my doing. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'm not gonna look at belts of green chips. Is gonna be later, when we need like a dozen full belts of green chips or so. That's gonna be probably like the 1k signs per minute thing. Here we just need to keep it simple, really. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let's plop this down to 8 modules. 8 modules for copper wire as well. Then it tells me I need to make okay, this is the one with the Okay, I'm now just going over that screen a bit. So this gives me an average of 5 beacons for the outer one, 4 beacons for the inner one. So that's an average of 4.66 beacons. I think that will put me under the value I want. 15. Maybe I just gotta split it out in green chips for blue chips and green chips for red chips. Maybe that makes more sense. Man, so many options. Just pick one. Just trying to get some nice numbers out of this. Maybe it cannot be done. No, it's... Okay, just build something, man. It doesn't really matter. Stop overthinking this. It is not so complicated. It is not complicated. I'm just gonna do this. Let's just do this. I'll just have a long row of these things. How many do I need? It does not really matter. I just will build however many I need. I just open the tab one final time. Over here, this guy I need with 8 beacons for this guy. Yeah, the annoying thing is I need 17. That is the annoying thing. 17 is not a nice number. Okay, can I do the trick where I let's at least put 16 or 17 on the screen just to see how long that is. Alright, this is 17 though. Like this is only 4 beacons for each machine. Maybe I should just go back to this setup. It's actually not that bad. We just figured out the limits on this thing. And that's pretty good really. Okay, let's scrap this. This was good. We tested this. Now we just need to build this thing three in a line, and need to figure out how all the resources are gonna go. Right, so this thing had 16 speed modules for green chips and it had 18 speed modules for copper. And that makes it so that I need to build like 9 iterations of this guy. And probably if I can bump the last one up just a little bit more, I can only build 8 of these. Alright, let's explore that option as the final option. Go back into spreadsheet view. Alright, so this is the thing. This is the amount of green chips I need. And this is the thing on... Oh, actually this is pretty perfect. Wait, is this really the chips I need? I just cannot believe that. If I had seen that before, I would never have questioned this. 16 and 16. 8.993. That's exactly a little bit under what we need. Then I don't even need that extra. I don't even need that extra beacon. I still could build it since the copper is coming in anyway. We're just gonna build 3 copper stacks anyway, so that way it will be easily compressed. I just want to know if I do this, but I give one of the, if I give one of the 8 setups I'm gonna build 1 extra beacon, then I have an average 18.25, no, 0.125. It's not enough to put it under 8. One extra beacon is 2 modules though. Am I doing this right? Man, it's too late to think about all this stuff. Torturing my brain. Okay, let's just bring it over again to a new tab. I'll just isolate the one, like so. 21, 13 items. Now I'll just increase 1 beacon over here. Okay, that does bring it down. Okay. So if I build the last one with 1 extra beacon, we should be fast enough. Then I can build this 8 times. Alright, back to the game then. See if we can actually put that into action. Alright, let's get rid of all the inserters and stuff for now. So the thing is, one. There's 4, and I can probably build one on the bottom as well, like so. We have 2 belts of iron incoming, so that is good. 2 belts and a little bit, that is good, that is good. Probably 3 belts of copper though, so we have to weave that in somehow. That's probably not a big deal. We could pull open a gap here, and we would still have the correct amount of beacons on every assembler. Alright, so the gist of it is, okay, I can basically, if I do this on one of these, that's already going to be more than enough. It would look nicer if I would do it on both, like so. Then we have 1 belt of iron incoming, plus a little bit, which just bumps into the first one. And then copper. Let me personally check without going out of the game again. Yeah, 2.2 belts of copper. So that also basically means 2 belts of copper, except the first belt of the little bit of extra copper is just going to be bumped into this guy. That is going to consume the copper. And that's going to be, then only 1 belt of copper needs to go further. So that should not be too hard to puzzle out. One thing. So we could flip this around actually then. And just on the last one, we can do that extra one like so. We only need it on one of these 2, so this is more than plenty. The difference is it uses a bit more beacons, but it's probably easier to get the resources where we need them to be. Especially because this guy can be like so on the outermost parts. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with the blinking, unfortunately. Oh, thanks, Awak. How the... Awak4 for your Prime subscription. Man, some words, some sequences of letters are really hard to read. Alright, I should hurry up a bit, man. I'm just going an overly difficult. Alright, so this could be the main belt of iron, this could be the secondary belt of iron. Secondary belt of iron only needs to go to the first one over here, so we can just bridge that gap. And this is gonna work fine. So if they grab 50-50, this is just gonna be a couple plates. This could even just be a fast inserter, because it's gonna grab only a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it a bit powered. Maybe I should install Factorissimo for this, man, because that just gives you a powered floor. I think you don't need to worry about the Alright, that's at least something. No, that blinking. Okay, we already established we're gonna need 2 of those to transfer, but one inserter for this is enough. Question mark. But one belt here is gonna come in from the front. So basically I have 2 belts of copper plus a little bit, 2.2 belts of copper. So one belt is going to come in like so. We're going to grab this. We're going to make sure the belt which goes on has priority. So something like so, like this is like half a belt which is coming in. There's a full belt. And we give output priority to the left or something. Or we just make sure the belt which goes in here is compressed, and whatever is coming in here is just the leftovers. That would be good as well. I think that will balance itself out. That we need to test though before we put it into use. Alright, so far this is alright. Now we just need to output. We're gonna have to do some belt weaving. I think. Maybe not. Maybe we can just pass the green chip belt out here. Okay, I did test it with like opposing sides. I did not test it if they output on the same side. If this is fast enough, that could be a major difference. So will this guy be able to be emptied out like so? It does look like it. It does look like it easy, so it doesn't even build up to 12. Alright, that's good. That means we can just do this and then have this belt traverse further. Here we get kinda into a problem though. Or do we? Oh, here as well, actually. Yeah, we need to, this copper belt needs to underground as well. I guess we can do that. How many belts of green chips are gonna come out of here? 2.9. Alright. I did not keep in mind how that would work out. So how many of these can I fit onto a single belt then? Looks like... Okay, looks like 3 of these exactly can fill up a belt. Okay, so that basically means I need to combine these 3 on a belt, then these 3 on a belt, and then these 2 on a separate belt. That is basically what I need to do. Okay, that's already getting a bit... Alright, let's get rid of this because we're just gonna copy and mirror that later on. We only need to worry about one row at a time. Alright, so green chips are now in this belt. We only need to combine that still with one of these. So technically we could go all the way like so. But in order to... we could also just output 4 belts and then just use a 4x3 splitter to get it all the way out of the way. Yeah, maybe use only 3 machines for 1 full output per row would not be such a bad idea. I technically don't need a double one at the end either, so... okay, let's try that. That is maybe just a more sensible idea. We'll cut that off. Then we also don't need like the double input belts. We can just divide our income over... we can just divide the incoming resources over 2 belts. We don't need to any of this shenanigans. This can simply be just like so. Let's just grab at the earliest opportunity, so we have an idea what the inputs and the output belts are. This makes it a lot easier because this basically... this is balanced because this one outputs on the bottom, this one outputs on the top. So this one basically needs to output on 2 sides. And then we'll just splitter that together. We can even do one of those side-loading things to make sure everything is balanced out correctly. That is the easiest solution for sure. Okay, let's make it look nice now. guess that is okay-ish. I guess this should auto-balance itself out as well, really. Alright, now let's try this then. We do the same. Like so. And an infinity chest to make the items disappear. Okay, now we need to switch off this guy. So let's just do that. And then this production will stop. Alright, now we have only this guy going. So this is not producing a full belt of green chips, but it doesn't have to. This is not designed to produce a full belt of green chips. This thing should be producing... It's even producing more than it's going to produce, because here we have a full belt of iron incoming, but in reality we are going to have like 0.68 belts of iron incoming or something. Slightly more than 2/3. But at full power this guy should be producing... I can open this guy, set this to 3 machines. And this is going to take longer than I thought, this process. What else is new? Something is not quite right. Ah, yeah, I see what's not right. This guy is not grabbing all resources. So theoretically, actually, this setup should be able to produce a full belt of green chips. But I noticed this before. And that is these inserters are basically not able to keep up. Grabbing items from the belt. How about so? I'm guessing the iron problem is the same. Yeah, this one is also having problems keeping up. Right, now we have a full belt coming out of here. If we set input priority on the left side, we can see that we actually have a full belt, because this side is backing up, so that is the point. You can also do that gaps thing again. Okay, I think for now this is good enough. This is good enough. So this could be producing a full belt of green chips. It is not really optimal in like the amount of inserters, so I think I should look into that a bit more. I think people have designed like better setups with proper inserter clocking. Maybe it helps if I make sure the items are loaded on one side of the belt as much as possible. For instance, I could be... Okay, this setup is working, so let's scrap this. Alright, production is off here, but that was working. Maybe it would help, for example, if everything was on the same side of the belt, then now these guys can probably keep up. Because they can continuously grab the iron from the belts. So now it can keep up with one inserter. So that's the kind of stuff I should be looking into, really. For the 10k stuff. So now this inserter. The thing is, when you overclock assembly machines too hard, sometimes the inserters wait too long. If you look on the right side, it says waiting for space in destination. Right? The thing is, it can be waiting for space in destination. Right, so now it tries to grab from the near side of the belt first, but because there are so many gaps there, it just cannot pick up the plates fast enough. So the first one is picking it up fast enough because it has uninterrupted access. You can compare the swing rate. Swing, 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 swing on the left side, and this one does swing, 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 swing. It swings a lot slower than this one. So it takes a lot more time for this guy to collect its 12 plates. So that is basically what's going on. This kind of solves that though. This looks horrible though. So I think what I'm gonna do for now is I'm gonna take the simple approach, just double the inserters. That keeps up nicely. We have a little bit of overproduction, so this is gonna be the blueprint for now. Alright. That means we can also shift this guy inward a little bit. Okay, now we gotta figure out how to power all of this. This powers all the beacons. Try to keep a regular pattern going. Alright, so far so good. This does power the outer beacon. This is not great. A bit more side loading action. Yeah, let's just put it back how it was. Was it like this? This does not power everything. This does not power that guy. I need to put this guy on there. Alright, so that does definitely not power everything. I guess I technically could do something like this. That does not power the beacons. Maybe I can just get some substations in here. Maybe substations is the way to go for this one. I mean, the substations reach all the way to the other side, like so. The last substation could be here at the end. And then there just needs to be one more in between. Could be at max distance. If we're going for substations under the beacons, put this one under the beacon as well. No, that is okay. We could fit the whole thing in 2 beacons though. This is far enough, and this is far enough. So if we can find something that fits, which we can, like so. We just need to connect this one like so. And we can just mirror that. Better not to grab off the underground here, I think. And that powers everything. We could even do it on the north part as well, but I think we're not gonna. Just on one side, that's gonna be okay. Yeah, that should power everything. Alright, that powers everything. Okay, that's gonna be it then. This is the blueprint. Alright. Enough time wasted on this. You could actually call this one belt green. One belt green. Not the best setup. I have a feeling it could be a lot better, but oh well, this is what we have now. Let's load the actual game. Yeah, it's the beacons inside is for the vertical tiling. Oh well, this took a lot longer than I thought it would. Alright, let's do this. Bots, build it. Man, the bots are zippy. Alright, let's do this. We should probably. Where's the blueprint? Did I already put it inside? No. Ah, it's still here. Okay, now it's inside my book. Okay, we've got the most important elements here. Let's deconstruct this for now. Let's switch off the roboport. So basically that would look like so. So we have our 2.0 something iron belts coming in, we split it over 3, we have our 2.7 copper belts coming in, we split it over 3 plus some part which needs to go to red chips. And then we've got 2.7-ish belts of green chips coming out, which need to be divided over red chips and blue chips and over the modules themselves. So all we got to do now is design red chips, design blue chips, and figure out the oil stuff. Just a small task. I have a feeling a lot of the oil stuff we can probably just build on the outside against one of these beacons. I don't think we needed that much. At least for sulfur and sulfuric acid we needed hardly anything. Maybe plastics we need a little bit more, but maybe we can do the oil refineries like on the outside of this. And that would be affected by like 5 of these beacons. Yeah, 5 beacons, so that's not bad. So all of these are affected by 5 beacons if we do this. I think I'm gonna keep it for next time though. It took me way too long to figure this out. It's been a while since I made beacon designs. Right, but this is a good start for green chips though. Whoa. Do we still have you on the... Okay, I do have you on the game viewer. Okay. Splitting onto underground belts was the old school ways to resplit a belt. Before there were like priority splitters and stuff. It was the only way you could separate 2 belt halves. Since you could not simply select something which needed to go to the right. You had basically 2 lanes incoming and you needed to draw it off. This was how you needed to do it. And then you would have 2 half belts. Oh yeah, right, my bots are switched off because I'm doing the ghosting. Alright, but let's just copy paste what we have now just to see how big this is. Alright, not too big. It looks like we can easily fit it somewhere in between here. That's good, because then we have short iron line to short furnace line, copper to short furnace line. Coal can be a bit longer, oil is directly nearby as well. So all of these lines are pretty short. That's pretty neat. How is this logistics network doing over here? 13,000 fuel cells. Burning nice and hot. Alright. So it looks like red chips is roughly a similar amount of assemblers, approximately 23 if we squeeze it between 2 rows of beacons. Blue chips is like 12 if we do only 1 row of beacons. That makes it a lot easier if we just do 1 row of beacons for blue chips. Not out of phase. Like so, it makes it a lot easier to get the fluids going. You can even do it from the side. Something like so. And again we have 1 misaligned. Can we even do this like so? Yeah, we can. Alright, this could be something for blue chips. And the thing is, then we can do it on both sides, like so. That would be enough for blue chips, theoretically. So I guess let's do that. I think let's switch into an armor with Let's switch into this one. I think this one, yeah, this one needs to charge its battery still. And this was only one roboport, so my bots won't fly out as far. So I can do like some local constructing and deconstructing, like so. That could be blue chips. So I'm just gonna plop that under here. Red chips. Red chips 20 to say 23. That's a 24, I guess. Anyway, we cannot overproduce, so I can build some more assemblers this time. Yeah, I feel red chips would not be too difficult to figure out inputs and outputs. There's no large quantities, or the inserter speeds don't matter because 6 seconds recipe instead of half a second recipe. So red chips is probably going to be way easier to figure out actually. And alright, so if we have red chips like so, what we could actually do, so we could just put blue chips on the outside, I guess. That would be an option. Then we utilize the outside of the beacons for blue chips as well. And perhaps it's even possible to do some oil stuff on the outside here as well. If I remember correct, like sulfur needed just like one beacon, so we can have a chemical plant for sulfur maybe on the edge. Sulfur doesn't even require a beacon, just productivity. So it can be really out in the open somewhere. It just needs to be some productivity inside. Okay, oil refineries. I didn't figure out yet how many I need. Alright, looks like if we do the 10 beacons thing, we indeed need 4 oil refineries. I actually can do 1 on 5 and 1 on 4, like so. That would actually fit. Or just really put it right up against blue chips. Okay, here blue chips is misaligned somehow. Right, but this would be fast enough. Yeah. So I need an average of 9 speed modules per oil refinery. This guy's got 10 and this guy's got 8, so on average that's 9. And I need like 8.9 something. So and this is a fluid, so there is no like inserter speeds or whatever. It's just like a continuous flow. Or still not not practically, it is a computer, you know, there is some limits, but for all practical purposes, this is like a continuous flow. Okay, now let's put those down then. We may have a design here. Looks like maybe I won't be doing this next time. And it's nice because we utilize those beacons. The beacons on the outside are not lost if we do it like this. Okay, blue chips. Okay, now we're getting some speed in there. Man, that green chip thing took forever. Alright, blue chips needs 1.6 of the belts of green chips, then 0.9 to red chips and 0.3 to modules. Alright, so we're gonna need just one belt of green chips incoming on each side. That could be like so. I'm gonna use that these filter inserters again. Can I set both the same? Oh, I can. Okay, that can nicely depict that green chips needs to be on both sides of the belt. Alright. I guess let's first design it before we mirror it. So I guess we can just do stack inserters here as well. Would probably be neater than to have the pipes go on the inside like so. And then it's really just a matter of grabbing red chips. We can even do that on the same belt, I think. Grab the red chips, output the blue chips. How should the red chips be divided between the modules and the blue chips? Just a little bit should go to blue chips, 0.159 belts, whereas the rest, like roughly half a belt, needs to go towards the modules. So I guess we can just prioritize it past blue chips and that will eventually back up. And then the rest can go to modules. Not too bad. And this part can definitely be like slow inserters. So basically you can have the red chips come out, go around or something, be on one side of the belt, like so, and blue chips can be output on the far side of the belt. And then we've got our mixed red and blue chip belt ready. We can do this side past this one past this side. We can also resplit those reds to meet up with greens to go for the other modules over there. So that could work actually. Alright, that's a good basis though. So let me put one here with just red chips, and then this guy is going to go out with red and blue chips. And we can then combine some of those red chips with these green chips to go down. Okay, that's nice enough. I guess most of this oil is going to be used to make plastics actually. Let me take a quick look. How much plastics did we need? Like 1 belt or something. Yeah, 1 belt of plastics. So that's also fairly easy. We're gonna need some more beacon space for that. Already got rid of that. We have a bunch of beacon space on the outside of green chips still. Okay, my robots are off, so I can safely walk here. Can get rid of this. Oh, that could match up nicely. Green chips on one side. We can pull this in on the other side. You cannot flip that. We can do something like so. If we have the oil on the inside, I'm not sure about it yet. And the thing is, though, we can do plastics on over here. If it's like 4 beacons. We need like 6.2 it says, but we can just build 7. If we just prioritize our oil to go to sulfur and sulfuric acid, I'm imagining we also need only 1 sulfuric acid. Yeah, we also only need 1 sulfuric acid. So if we just prioritize oil to go to let's just do that here for now. Sulfuric acid. If we prioritize oil past here and then just let it go to plastics, then the plastic assemblies can run 6 all of the time, 7 some of the time. And eventually, because the belts are pretty short, everything should back up quite fast. So for that we only need 1 side of this belt. Is there anything else which needs to be built? Or is this it? If this is it, we only need to combine the oil. Right, maybe in that case it does make sense to put blue chips on here instead of plastics. And then we can just have all the oil stuff together. I'm gonna make a save in case I don't want to do that. Then I can just reload this. But if I do this and just put it up a bit. I kind of feel like maybe I should put blue all together somehow. On the other side, why not? All right. Okay, this is gonna build some of those beacons, but that's okay. Because then we can just do the whole oil shenanigans pretty much next to each other. We cannot fit enough plastics though, so no, let's load the other one. I think it was good how we had it. Copper wires for red chips, yeah, you're right, we should make copper wire for red chips still. Okay, so that means this is going to be a bit longer still. Right, copper wire for red chips. So that's, I think I'm just gonna belt that in. There's a full blue belt. So we can have like 2 blue belts incoming. One with one just with copper wire and one just with green chips and plastics. Now I'm just gonna do that annoying belt weaving thing. Where we do this for the input and then the output is just gonna come out like so. Everybody's favorite belt weaving stuff. And then red belts, red chips just comes out over here. We will be producing 0.64 blue belts of red chips, which is less than 2/3. So 2 half red belts. And can just simply combine into one red belt, and that would be good. So this is definitely a way to do that. Seven plastic assembler does not need full beacon, that's right, but like this I couldn't even place 6. Alright, in that case, looks like we need like 5 copper wire assemblers in total. So that's like 2.5 per side. So we probably can even keep some distance like so. Actually, no, these are fully beaconed. Yeah, I meant to say with 4 beacons, we need 5 of them. This is going to be way too fast though for these things. Again, like a half-second recipe with 2 outputs, which is put onto a belt. It's going to be a whole bunch of inserter magic. Here we already need 2 inserters to output it into another inventory, so this is going to be a bit too much, I think. On the other hand, I probably just need 2 of them if I do this. Yeah, I need like 1.3 of these. The thing is though, if it's an imbalance like this, again we need to do some testing. Probably need to do something like this. And with the fast one also trying to output on the far side of the belt. Because this guy produces faster than this guy, something like so. Again, that's a lot of inserters though. This is something we need to test out as well. Can we then still do the cursed belt weaving thing? I think so. Let me check. Yeah, it should easily be possible. So just go up here already. This one can be a bit longer. It can be all the way this long. It's still easy to bring out. Can go back down here. Okay, looks like then we need to switch these around. Now it's just going to be copper, which is going to be coming in here. So yeah, we're going to need to test out how many inserters we actually need. This output's all in here. It doesn't need to be a compressed belt, so it's okay to use direct insertion on the belt here, because we only need like 0.9 belts of copper wire. So it is expected to have gaps, and the inserters will easily be able to keep up. So I guess something like in the order of such. Alright, and then this can still go like so. You could do the belt weaving on this side to make it easier for ourselves, but looks like we have chosen not to. Okay, and then we can meet up with red chips like so. Right, so let's get rid of this. And then we can mirror this. Alright. Yeah, but before we design further with this, we're going to need to do some testing of the copper wire throughput limits with inserters. Trying to figure out how many inserters we need on every belt and that kind of stuff. Alright, so for now let's delete this. We put this 7 back on top of here, where it was. One can hang over the edge a bit, that's okay. These didn't need anything at all. Okay, that should roughly approximately be all the elements. I'll just deconstruct these myself for now, so we can see everything. Alright, that's the most important elements done, I think. It's a bit annoying to... We probably will bring this a bit closer together in the end. Once everything is figured out, this can be a bit more close by. I guess plastics is going to be on the bottom side, really, since oil is not mostly on the bottom side actually. Let's just cut all of this. We'll plop that down here as well, roughly, like so. Then I will cut all of this, bring this down a bit for now. And then I'm gonna put on this other armor again, and I hope the battery was charged. It is. Alright. This is gonna take a while. And it's gonna drain the battery again. Probably not gonna have enough stuff on me to build all of this though. Right, not too bad. Battery only half drained. We are missing tons and tons of modules though, and a whole bunch of assemblers. One of these. Right. Let me just get in the spider. That guy transports us around a bunch a lot faster. Give me all the modules. How many did we produce? Oh, a fair bunch. Nowhere near 16,000. That is why we are making the thing down there in the south. But it's already a fair amount. I think we had everything else. It was just like assemblers and some stuff. Alright, we still don't have enough modules though. Alright, so if I just blueprint this, how many modules would this be? 290, is that including everything? Yeah, it's including everything which doesn't have modules yet. I forgot to module oil, it seems, so we need a bit more still. Roughly 300 modules of each type. So far, the prediction that we need roughly the same amount of each module type seems to work out? Question mark. Just roughly there. Alright. I think I'm gonna leave it at that though. I'm not gonna figure out all the plumbing today. I'm just getting too tired. And yeah, I need to find a little bit of a better general approach to this. Perhaps some designing in that editor extensions mod, which people like to use to design blueprints, would be in order. Instead of me deleting my entire base every time I want to test something at high speed. Alright, we also still need to figure out how to power some of it, though green chips is properly powered. Red chips we did not power up just yet, but this looks like an easy case for just power lines. Because we have this belt weaving going on anyway, the power lines easily fit between. And here it's pretty easy as well. Alright, so that could be a way to power all of that. Here it's gonna be easy. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to just a hard cut. Yeah. Let's make a save. Wait, no, we need to do one more thing. One more thing is important to do. I already kind of fished empty this side last time. It looks like my promise to walk to a lake every time is probably not going to be fulfilled. Okay, wait, no, I need to properly prepare this. Let's switch off logistics requests. For now, actually, let's throw a bunch of stuff in the garbage again. We have this, we have all of those. Alright, that should be pretty good. Then we switched it off. How's the spider? Spider is empty. Okay, that's good. And that means I can throw my personal stuff in a chest over here. In the next episode I will be wondering where I left all of this. Let's get out of here. I have my bot armor. I do have my bot armor. We're gonna need to grab a whole bunch of bands. This is at 4 times game speed. I hope I don't run in an enemy expansion like that. Alright. So I have a giant deconstruction zone. See, the first enemy expansion is not too far out. My armor is... I need to... Oh, I forgot the deconstruction planner. So the deconstruction planner with a fish. Only fish can be deconstructed. Alright. Already caught 300 fish just in this one move. We're gonna fish empty the seas in this. It's not really ethical, this amount of fishing. So here we're gonna have a good catch on this island here. Oh, thanks AG Sarge for subscribing. Yeah, it's gonna be the end of the stream, so we're just gonna catch a bunch of fish. And we're gonna add them to the Lake of Ben. Yeah, I was... In my wildest dreams, I had finished the Module 3 area by now. But we aren't even finished yet with the design process, so... Kinda have to adjust my expectations a little bit, perhaps. Stuff always seems to take longer than it does. And even more so on stream, just because I try to go through the thought process sometimes a little bit too much, I feel. And it's not too bad when I already know what I'm doing, but if I'm figuring stuff out myself as well, it's pretty hard to do all of to also understandably convey what I'm trying to say, especially because English is not the first language. I mean, My English is alright. I'm not that bad at English. It is just I'm searching for the right words a lot. It's not an it takes me a lot of effort to find the right words for the situation, especially when it's like some nuanced type of feeling. Okay, how much am I fishing empty? Okay, I'm still only at the bottom. There's still plenty to fish empty later on. 4,000 fish. How much fish do I have in my starter lake? 9,500. Alright, let's try to double that. My native language is Dutch. Alright, maybe not just 10k, we'll just go around this small peninsula and then I'll drop Ben's friends in the lake. Alright, I think, yeah, let's go back to the base. I have over 6,000 fish. I guess I can just grab my stuff real quick. So let's again walk a little bit faster. A little bit faster. A little bit faster. How to waste time. Alright, so let's throw the fish in the chest. That's over a chest of fish. And we'll throw our own stuff in the spider. I think my logistics requests are set off. Okay, that's good. So I won't be flooded with materials as soon as I set foot in the base. That looks so cursed. I didn't realize I still had that option on. Alright, let's walk to our usual spot. And it is time to start distributing. Oh, I ate one. I need to eat 5 fish then. Oops. Let's color black this lake. I'm dropping them on the ground. I see that is where it is going wrong. Oh, now I've eaten fish. I said this was a playthrough where I was not going to eat fish to combat the biters. Now I ate a lot of fish suddenly. 2,500 fish more to go. Oh, there's a lot of fish. Okay, there's the save point. And stream save. This already does not look like a lot of fish anymore. Now we see this. Holy moly. I hope this comes across a bit with the compression rate and such. How are there so many fish here? We basically collected them and threw them into our lake. I can grab all the stuff from the spider again. So how much fish is this now? 16,000 fish in the lake. Look at all those squares. Ooh. That is a lot of fish. It's more visible actually with the Roboport overlay. Alright. I'm gonna have more fish per minute than signs per minute. If it continues like at this rate. I immediately want to sing that song, Pure Pandemonium, but I probably will get demonetized. Copyright issues. I think there is a mod called Fish Mode where you actually need to use fish in recipes. Could be interesting as well. Why do you need fish? Yeah, good question. Procrastination, I guess. Why they're starting to spread out a bit. Any midweek streams? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try to finish this design at least. And then, so that I'm ready to build it on the Sunday. That could be a thing. Just finish the design. And maybe that's a good thing. Just do a bunch of design work during the week, because that is fairly slow and tedious, as we've come to learn today. And then reserve the Sundays for actual making progress on the map, you know, just building stuff. I am planning to make more spiders, not 10,000 of them. Actually, you may have missed this, but in the last stream we already automated spidertrons. Alright, we already got like 6 spiders the last stream. So now we can do this. And have an army. We're currently out of low density structures. Those have been going to science all game long. Science and the rocket. So yeah, we only barely have enough low density structures. And because you don't really need low density structures normally in automated parts of your base, only when you automate things like spidertrons and like these fusion reactors, then you start to need them. But yeah, we've got a good bunch of everything. We even got another power armor. That's the fourth power armor Mark II, so that's decent as well. Alright, so we got the military stuff, the armor equipment, everything is automated, so we can even set up those spiders. We can have a spider go around to kill the expansions, one to set up raiders and repair the other spiders. We can set up a couple of, like a group of like 5 spiders to even take out big nests autonomously, hopefully without getting destroyed in the process. But yeah, that's going to be for next time. Alright, let's check module production. What has module production been doing? Do we already have 10 hours of it? No, but we do have like 7 hours of it. In the last 1 hour. Oh, actually not too bad. Actually not too bad. We have been producing roughly 3 modules per hour. Ah, that is not too bad at all. Other parts of the base are calming down though, I guess. Okay, I already saved, so I should not be doing this. I'm done. I should stop. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I should have like... Let's do the outro screen with the spiders over here. Turn around your face, Mr. Spider-Man. Same look orientation. Alright. I guess this is a nice shot to end the stream on. Automated Spidertrons and power armors. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. And yeah, not sure yet when the next stream is. Definitely on Sunday, but there may be one more in the midweek. And then I'll basically, if I feel I want to finish this design, I'm going to man, I cannot even speak anymore. I really should go to bed. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. And I will see you all next time.